Christina Bellavia here, and I'm on day 4 of my vlogging challenge. Day 4 is reckoning with your past and what's been holding you back from succeeding in the future. Succeeding in anything that it is that you want to do in life. Now, when you pay attention to this video very closely, you're going to see that this stuff is very up close and personal with me. This isn't something that I just talk about with everybody, just get out there. And this is a pretty broad audience. In fact, some of my family doesn't even know some of the stuff that I'm about to share with you. So, as you watch this video, you're going to start realizing that once you reckon with your past and once you bring it up to the surface almost, instead of just, a lot of people I know I used to just pack it all down in the bottom of inside of yourself and just figure, okay, I'm just never going to open up that can of worms again. But what you don't realize is that when you open up that can of worms, that's when, it's almost like when somebody says when you're upset, you just write it on a piece of paper and then fold it up and rip it up and throw it away or shred it. And it's almost like the whole thing is gone. It's almost like it never happened, right? Well, this is kind of like that. Now, I'm not saying you have to put it on video. This is just something that I'm doing. This is something that helps me, so this is what I do. But I would highly recommend coming clean with what's going on in your life. Dig deep down and figure out what it is that is stopping you from succeeding. It could be something very little. It could be something large. So I'm driving around because I think a lot better and a lot more deep when I drive around. So that's the reason I'm cutting this video while I'm driving. But as I was driving and I'm thinking and I'm like, why am I thinking so hard into this? Why don't I just talk from my heart? Why don't I just tell you guys really what's been going on in my past, you know? So basically, here it is. Okay. Now, me and my grandma were really, really close. She passed away when I was 9 years old, and I went through a deep depression. I went through, I've always been very shy as a young kid, but I started taking everything out on eating. Okay, so I gained a lot of weight when I was younger, maybe 10 to 15, and then I just kept going with it. It just kept packing on. I just love food. But that's not what this is all about. So basically, I went to a small private school in a little suburb of Chicago, and I lived in a big suburb about an hour away from Chicago. So basically, everybody was all tight-knit. Everybody lived within the same, little community together. Maybe not even 5 minutes away from each other. So everybody saw each other every weekend. Everybody, got together. They were all doing sports together, and I was always so far away. So on weekends, I was never out there, So that was a big deal for everybody in my class when I was younger, because you're not a part of that kind of stuff. So you miss out on a lot of things. So I wasn't in that tight-knit of my class with everybody, and we were in the same class from kindergarten all the way until 7th grade, when I finally had to get out of there because I couldn't take it anymore. I always got picked on. I always got made fun of for my weight, for how I looked, for how I talked. I got made fun of for everything. I hate Christina clubs. When you're a kid, that's very, very hard to handle. You don't even know how to handle that. Everybody, when we would have lunchtime, everybody would move their desks together, and I'd be in the corner all the way over here. My teacher would come talk to me sometimes. That's sad. And you carry that with you. I carried that with me all the way through in my life. I switched out a lot of schools. I've been through, relationships, and I had one relationship that I was like, wow, he loves me. I'm gonna hold on to this, and he destroyed me. He physically, emotionally, everything. Completely destroyed me. Picked me up and broke me down. Picked me up and broke me down over and over again. And I thought that that's how relationships are, because that's how I was. Now, my family was very, very tight, and my family's very, uplifting and everything like that, but my brothers moved out when I was very young. One of my brothers got married when I was 11. The other one moved out when I was 13. So I kind of grew up as an only child with seeing relationships. I've seen my parents' relationship, but that was really all I knew for modeling a relationship. And my parents have a very good relationship, but I thought that the beating, the love, all this stuff was all not, my parents didn't do that stuff, but in my relationship, I thought that was just normal. I thought that, you just deal with humps and you just get over it and then that's it. And it's not like that. That's not how relationships are supposed to be. So basically, I let that stuff happen because I thought that, you're supposed to be degraded. And I never really looked at it like that until recently, when I was able to actually pick apart what was going on in the relationship and actually get enough courage to leave. I was scared to leave, you know? I didn't know what was going to happen when I left. And then I was going to be all alone, and I wasn't going to have any friends because I let go of all my friends that I did end up getting once I, gained some kind of self-confidence. But that's kind of where I'm at with that. So, my ex-boyfriend, he would tell me, you're not special in anything. Why do you think that you can change the world? Just go to work, get a job, be able to make be able to support us, and that was it. Well, he was sitting at home doing drugs and, trying to make money with selling drugs, and I knew that that's not what I wanted in my life. I knew that if I had kids, I wouldn't want my kids around that, and I don't want that to be my sole system for getting money, right? My sole income was being a drug dealer. Like, that's not who I am, and that's not what I want to be around. So I was doing hair. I still am actually doing hair, but not for a salon anymore. But so I was doing hair, and I wanted to specialize in color because that's what I love to do. I love to color hair. Cutting's okay, but I love to color. You can be more creative. I feel like I'm more of a fun, creative person, where cutting can be like that, but I have more of a passion for coloring hair. And he's like, just do it all. You're not going to make enough money coloring hair, blah, 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 right? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, that's what I love to do, and I think that I can succeed in it and be very, very good at just coloring hair, and I'll find a partner that cuts, and I'll team up with them, And he goes, no. He goes, what makes you think that you're so special that you're going to, like, Christina's going to be the person who can color hair very good. People are going to come to you. There's a million people that color and cut hair. He goes, just do everything. Well, needless to say, that was towards the end of the relationship, right? So I was determined, not for myself, but to prove that I was able to do something with myself, to prove that I could make a difference in the world. And that's not the right reasons to do it because somebody told you can't. You're special in your own way. You were made for a reason. You're here for a reason. You have a voice. Express it. I used to think, oh my God, I went through all this abuse and all this emotional, physical abuse and everything because I'm a bad person. I must have done something in my past. That's not the case at all. It's not that you've done something in your past. Everything in your past happens for a lesson in the future. Whether it be for you, whether it be because I'm making this video right now. If I make this video, this is helping somebody. Maybe it's not you, maybe it's your friend. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you don't even know is going through what I've been through, And somebody's going to see this video and be like, oh my gosh, she's right. There's no reason that I can't do and succeed at what I want to do and succeed in because I'm here for a reason. Maybe this is my purpose. And I'm telling you, once you find your purpose, there's nothing more powerful than finding your purpose and stepping into your true self. There isn't. And my true purpose is helping people figure out what it is that's holding them back, helping people, gain that confidence that they never had. So I know by you watching this video that you got something out of it, whether it be the self-confidence, whether it be being able to cope with your past to be able to succeed in the future. Like, that's a big deal. And it all starts from the roots. It's kind of like a plant. Realistically, like a plant, if the roots are dead, the whole plant's not going to keep growing. So you got to look at it like that. You got to nourish the roots and make sure those are all good to go. And then you can grow into a beautiful tree, maybe a huge tree, and it's kind of a weird analogy, but that's what it is. So I'm going to leave you with that today. I know that you got some kind of value out of this today because it was very hard for me to bring this up and for me to actually put this out all over the internet, but I know that it's going to help somebody, so I know it's worth it. No matter how hard it was, you need to just learn to do things, to kind of step out of your comfort zone. Because if you don't step out of your comfort zone, you'll never be able to grow. And that's just how it is. So if there's a link here, if there's a banner on this, if you're on my blog, there's a banner above, there's probably a banner underneath. Click on it and get in touch with me. I can help you, I can coach you. Find out, if you want to find out how to actually be a part of the women's group like I am, to help me, realize what my passion is and to help me, finally feel like I fit in and help me with my self-confidence, then click on the link. Click on the link, put your email in there, and watch the video that changed my life. All right, I will see you on the other side. You have a fantastic day.